Hello everybody, my name is Sniping is Fun, and I welcome all of you back to this next video, the 11th official character on this Super Smash Bros. 5 Newcomer Speculation series of videos. We've talked about numerous characters so far, from the likes of Rex and Paper Mario and Bomberman to Crash and Decidueye and basically Captain Toad, various characters we talked about, Nintendo, third party, and we are officially on number 11, and this series is continuing to go on. I have a numerous amount of characters I want to talk about. I'm going to try to surpass my 80 some odd characters I had from the Super Smash Bros. 4 Smash ballot from a couple years ago. But here's the 11th one, and my 11th character, as I've already mentioned without giving a little riddle or a hint or whatever at the end of the last video, and because he's on the thumbnail, he's just all his picture, is going to be Springman from the ARMS franchise. Now, just like the last 10 characters and what I'm doing for this entire series, there's 3 separate categories for for the characters I feel should be in this, for the characters I'm talking about for potential newcomers in Smash Bros. 5, Smash Bros. Switch. There is the reason why I think they make sense to be included in Smash Bros. Moveset ideas, and percentage chance I could see him actually getting into Smash Brothers. Without further ado, let's get started with Springman from ARMS. Now, why do I think Springman from ARMS makes sense to be a newcomer in Super Smash Brothers? For one reason, ARMS is a major new IP from Nintendo. It's one of their biggest, newest, most pushed IPs since the Switch started. They heavily push it. They've included numerous characters as free DLC, and they heavily market it. They're doing that new playtest demo thing, like by E3 time something. They've been pushing this game a whole heck of a lot, and it is one of the few Nintendo IPs that have been made during the Switch generation now. So since they're heavily pushing it and it represents the Switch, it helps push the Switch. It's a new IP from the Switch. I think they are going to represent in general. Before I even get further talking about specifically why I say Springman, I do believe ARMS is going to get a newcomer like 100%, and that's the reasons why I just said they're pushing the franchise. They're pushing, this as a new IP, just like they were pushing Inklings in the Wii U and now on the Switch. They are pushing Xenoblade on the Wii U and now the Switch. ARMS is like that next franchise that's heavily pushed by them, so I think it's a 100% chance we're going to see the character. That's not the percentage chance for Springman though, but I do think we're going to for ARMS character in general. Whether or not it's Springman is an entirely different question, an entirely different situation. But I do think we're getting a character from it. It's a new IP from them, and it's basically helps push the Switch because it's a new IP on the Switch. Now, why him specifically? He is like the main character of the series. I know Ribbon Girl is like the secondary main character in it as well, but he's essentially the Ryu. He's especially the little Mac. He's especially, the Mario, the Link, the main character from the series. And they usually include basically the main characters, and secondary side characters usually come later on. And I think with ARMS being, in the game, they're going to include him above everyone else unless ARMS does get a second character, which I'm not going to say whether or not they deserve it or they're going to get it or what chances are, in general. But he is the main character. He is the major character, and if they pick anyone from that franchise, they're more than likely picking him. And he is also a cool character. He's a well-popular, loved character. Like I said, I don't pick popularity and demand over, recency, relevancy, push from the company. But I think that might help him because he's the main character. He is heavily pushed, and he is quite popular, even though some of the side characters are a little bit more popular than him. But I think they pick him because he represents the whole series, not just a side character, one of the extra, like Min or Twin Tail type stuff. I'm not saying they don't have chances at all, but I think Springman has a higher percent chance than they do. And he is the main character. He represents a new IP from Nintendo that they made on the Switch that they're going to help push on the Switch and advertise it. And they've been heavily pushing it through, DLC and everything. Chances are he is the representative if we do get a ARMS character, and chances of that happening are pretty freaking likely. So it's, like I said, ARMS is a new major IP from them. They're going to help push it. It represents the Switch, and he is the main character of the franchise. That's the reasons why I think Springman makes sense for Smash Brothers. Now, moveset ideas. I know it's like the characters aren't all super unique and different, and they're like a lot of the moves, a lot of the different arms, the different hands and punches and type of attacks in the ARMS game, in ARMS basically is not all. A lot of the characters basically use the same arms for the most part. And it's like more of a boxing thing. So it's like we have Lil Mac, who is a boxer, but this game is like Punch Out on drugs. It's super, super, even more crazier than that. Like, especially with all the weirdos in the Punch Out universe, but there's a lot of weirdos in ARMS as well. So for a moveset, there's smash attacks, special attacks, and the final smash. Smash attacks, I think, are going to be the standard arms. The standard arms, the standard punches. Like, you basically just, like, punch, punch, punch. You know, combo punches, one, like, left hook, uppercut, like, standard punches. Take Lil Mac's standard punches, but, you know, exaggerate them a whole heck of a lot. And I would say make his punches a lot, especially his straightforward jabs, chargeable. If you just tap the button, he does like a short range. This could be how they, you know, implement the long, you know, how the arms go flying across the freaking stage. If you hold it for a little bit, you charge it, and you do a mid-range punch. If you hold it down fully, you charge it completely, and you go for a full, like almost the entire stage thing. And I know people are gonna say it's cheap, but the downside to it, because there has to be a downside. It'd be overpowered if there isn't. Is it has to be charged for a little bit, so it leaves you, defenseless. It's risk versus reward on how should you do short jabs, short range punches, or should you charge it from a long distance and get that long range punch, which would do more damage than the if you do the longest charge, more damage than just a standard tapping of the button or even a mid range charge, but you're left open for at least a little bit of time to be able to charge up that punch. So risk versus reward makes sure you're in a safe place when you charge up the punch, stuff like that. So at least it gets a little bit, not OPing his moveset or any ARMS character's moveset by making them be able to, attack you from across the stage. You have to charge it up to be able to send it that far. And it might take a little while, so you have to find an open spot so you could be able to do it. And it's risk versus reward. Do you take the time to go for that charge to do more damage, or are you in the open and you have to do short jabs to get yourself into a safe position? That's where I think his smash attacks would be. And it should be standard arms, the regular boxing gloves right here should be his smash attacks, because the smash attacks are usually the more boring, basic ones, so I'd say go for that. The special attacks will be all the unique, different arms. The Boomerang, the Dragon, Phoenix, the Chakram, Sparky, Slapamanders, the Tri-Bolts, the Buffs, the Tri-Blast, the Retorture and the Megaton, all the different arms. Up attack, up special, down special, standard special, left, right special, and the air special attacks would be all these different ones. And I think they should be chargeable too, to some extent. I think the smash attack should be all chargeable, especially the standard jab punches. But the special attacks, depending on the situation, like standard B, standard left, right kind of thing, chargeable, but don't make his specials all chargeable. But they should be somewhat chargeable for certain weapons that might make more sense being able to be charged, go across the stage, just like the standard arms for the smash attack. His moveset should be a bunch of chargeable attacks. He should be a chargeable character, and I know they have that for a lot of characters, but they could focus on his moveset, especially because, the range of attacks. ARM characters usually fight from halfway across the freaking arena in their game. So I'd say his entire moveset should be kind of focused on chargeable attacks, especially in the smash attacks, but some of the special attacks should have chargeable ones too, especially like Phoenix, Dragon, Boomerang, Sparky, Slapamander, and Chakram. That's the ones that should be mostly chargeable. So his punches, his standard attacks be all standard punches and arms chargeable, and his special attacks would be semi-chargeable, but not all of them chargeable. The special, unique, different arms. So his entire moveset be based around punches. Like the arms characters, as far as I've seen, don't do any sort of kicks. So he won't have any kicks like any like Mario's and Luigi's and all that other stuff. His moveset will be focused entirely on the punching, just like Lil Max is focused on punching, or Marth and Roy and all are focused on sword attacks. His entire moveset will be focused on forms of punching and different arms for his special attacks. As for Final Smash, the only thing you could really do, and you could really have for an ARMS character, is the rush mode. They go in, they do it, and they just do a million jabs, like, and if you're in the range of it, you get hit with multiple combos, multiple amounts of damage, and if you're in 100%, you'll probably be sent flying off the stage. That has to be it, because rush mode is like their special, the special attacks in the game, so you kind of have to make rush mode the Final Smash of any ARMS character in this game, Springman or otherwise. So it's kind of like probably like what it's a zone type of thing. Like you have to catch them in it, like how Mega Man, like when you in Smash 4, when you shoot the beam out and you have to catch the opponent in his little attack to be able to do the summoning Mega Man X and Zero and all that, to do the special attack, you have to catch them in it. Like when you do it, like I would assume Springman would rush forward and go for a punch, and you have to catch one character probably in it, and then he's like, and then anyone that walks into the vicinity will get hit by it. Unless you're, and if you're stupid, you probably would walk into the vicinity. But most people would kind of escape those punches unless you're in a place where you can't escape it. But yeah, the rush attack, the rush mode would be basically his final smash. So standard attack would be standard arms. Special attack would be like the Chakram, the Dragon, the Tri-Blast, the Boomerang, and stuff like that. The smash attacks would be chargeable. Some of the special attacks would be chargeable, and the rush mode would be the final smash. Now on to a percentage. The third category, the percentage, I think I could see Springman being in there. Like I said, I think I can almost guarantee we'll get an arms character in, like 100% for an arms character in general. But Springman specifically, I'd give about a 95% percent chance, because I think he is the guaranteed choice they would pick from him. There's still a chance they pick Ribbon Girl. There's still a chance they might go pick Min Min or Twin Tail or any of the Kid Cobra and stuff like that. Sorry. But Springman, above all else, they will probably pick above all of them, unless they can do like a Bowser Jr., make some of them like alternate model swap, alternate characters, sure. But I think if there is to be one of them, it would be Springman. I say 95% chance, because he is the main character of the game. That 5% extra chance is them going for anyone else. And that doesn't necessarily mean that's only at least 5% chance for when I eventually maybe do a few of those characters later down the line in this list. I'm just saying, like, it's 95% chance compared to 5% of them picking other characters. And I do think he is the most likely choice they would go for. And that is my character video for Springman from ARMS. What do you guys think about my thing? Do you think he makes sense? Do you want to see him in there? What reason do you think he makes sense to be in Smash Bros? What moveset ideas do you think he should have? What do you think about my moveset ideas about focusing on separating the standard arms versus the special arms from smash attacks to standard, special attacks to standard attacks, and the final smash idea of the rush mode? What do you think about my percentage? What percentage chance do you think he makes sense to get in? And that's it for this video. My name is Newcomer. Peace. Please subscribe if you want to, and stay tuned for number 12. A character that a lot of people ask for, a certain alternative to Luigi that's been around for about 18 years now. Everyone asks for, and he still hasn't made it in. Put in the comments what you guys think. See you all later. My name is Newcomer. Peace. Please subscribe if you want to, and have a lovely day. Smash Brothers, Springman signing out. Boing!